Welcome to the Shadows of the Night. Today we're here at the Barn Theatre in Welwyn Garden City, where we'll be exploring the stories about the ghosts that apparently haunt this theatre. Will we find those ghosts today? The theatre opened on the 5th of January 1932, but the barn itself dates back to the 17th century. In 1832, the Horn family became tenants of the Pangshanger estate at Hanside Farm and continued to farm in the area for nearly 90 years. In 1919, their land became part of the new town of Welwyn Garden City, and shortly afterwards, the Hanside Farm was taken over by the New Town Agricultural Guild. They then converted the barn into a milking parlour and dairy farm. Then in 1932, the barn became a theatre. The Barn Theatre is renowned for its history, but there is some information missing from the history books, which are the ghosts that reside in here. The story lies here in the stage area. It was said in the 1960s a stagehand was putting up the scenery for a play. As he was about to dismount the ladder, he heard footsteps in his vicinity. All of a sudden, all the stage lights turned off and he ascended into darkness. Shortly after the stage lights turned back on, he looked at the control panel on the back of the auditorium and realised that nobody was there.
I'm an actress at Barn Theatre. I've done about 6 productions, spread over a number of years. I've joined in at the end of '98, but with having children and things in between, I've only managed to do about 6 productions. Yeah, it's a lovely atmosphere, it's a lovely theatre. Everybody works really hard, it's a real team effort, and when you're into a show, it's a real family atmosphere, so it's a lovely place to do a production, yeah, very much. You hear a lot of stories here, and although I've not done that many productions, I've spent a lot of time here socially as well, and you meet a lot of people who've been here a lot of years, and everybody seems to know somebody or has a story of their own. It's not a place I would want to be on my own, particularly in here, for example, when you finish the run of a show or at the end of the evening, everybody's packing up their stuff and whatnot, and there's a real buzz about the place, but as people start to leave the room, you start to think, hang on a minute, I don't want to be the last one left in here, and there's always a bit of a panic, and I would really strive never to be left in the dressing rooms on my own, just because, I don't know whether it's because it's always so noisy and busy, but it's just that contrast of, it's quiet, it's never quiet, and it doesn't feel very nice. But whether that's because you know things and you just kind of, in your head, you put it together, but I wouldn't want to be, people have spent nights here on their own. I would never do that. I would never want to be in any part of the building on my own. I would never want to be anywhere with the lights off, definitely. There's too many people who are very down to earth, who would have no reason to make stuff up, that have seen things and experienced things. And actually my own husband had an experience when he was here. He does photography, and he was using the stage. He had a model on the stage who was setting up. I think she was in her dressing gown or something. She was getting herself ready on the stage, and he'd gone off to get something. And he'd actually taped over the doors, two doors that go into the auditorium, and he put tape over them with a sign saying "Do not disturb," so nobody walked in the middle of the photo shoot. And he went off to get something and left her. And when he came back, she was sort of hiding in the wings, and she said, "Oh, somebody just walked in, so I didn't want to see him, so I just hid back here." And he thought that was a bit odd, because as far as he knew, there was nobody in the building.
23 years ago, in this very foyer, a TV company visited Just Like Us to explore the activities that have been said to be ghosts. They also brought in a medium along with them in an attempt to bring in more information on a spiritual level. As soon as the medium walked into the foyer, she stopped and immediately said, "This isn't nice," referring to the atmosphere. The medium says she sensed 3 ghosts. 2 of these ghosts are harmless, but one is said to be a Puritan.
And I went into the green room, switched the lights on, and I was making the drinks at the sink. And I thought, this is all right, this is nothing to worry about, I'm fine, don't be ridiculous, you know. And after a while, I don't know whether you've ever had this experience before, but to me, I suddenly felt like as if somebody was just standing behind me, just here, like just here. And I kind of slowed down what I was doing. And you know when you just sort of think, is there somebody there? And I was too scared to turn around, and I was absolutely petrified. I was to the point of like shaking. I was so scared. It just felt like there was somebody there. So I stopped what I was doing, turned around, very slowly started to walk up into the green and out of the kitchen. And it felt like this whatever was still walking with me. I don't know, in my imagination, whether I could feel cold, whether I could feel breath, I don't know, but it just felt like it was here, and if I turned round I would have seen what it was, but I didn't want to. So I carried on walking, and as I started to walk quicker, because I was so scared, this thing still felt like it was with me, so I started to run as fast as I could. So I ran all the way up the corridor, and ran as fast as I could all the way up into the green room. By the time I got into the studio, I was in absolute tears, because it sounds so silly, but I was absolutely petrified.
Now we have spoken to all of the employees and witnesses in the bar and theatre, we're going to see if we experience our own hauntings tonight.